How's it going, guys? Welcome to RakeRock, and today we're going to be taking a look at this Google Pixel Fold 2, but the name is Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. Why is this so impressive? This is the second generation of Google's Pixel phone lineup, which is phenomenal because the first gen really felt clunky, but I really liked looking at it as a perspective of what could be. And this is getting closer to what I envisioned folding phones to be. Starting off with the fact that now it finally folds flat, which is a big deal compared to last year's gen, which was literally 2 degrees off, but that 2 degrees, you really felt it in your hand. It almost felt like you weren't folding it all the way open, and if you kept trying, you would damage the screen. Terrible design by Google's part. This time around, they fixed it. Really happy. One thing I do want to mention, just quickly, is the fact that Google doesn't really write Google Pixel or anything on the hinge like some manufacturers do. We're not mentioning names. This design is very distinct with folding phones. The fact is that this has a more of a wider front screen that gives you that benefit of using the phone like without opening it or needing to open it or thinking that it needs to be opened. This phone is actually designed to be used opened or closed, up to you. The Samsung, it feels like if you're not opening the phone, you're not really using the phone properly, just because of the fact that this phone is really small. It feels more of like a secondary screen, and this feels like the main screen, whereas the open phone feels the main screen. Whereas with Google, it's not like that. With Google, it feels like you're both using 2 main screens and just one happens to be bigger. Now, while I have the phone open, I would like to mention the fact that this screen is crazy. What I mean crazy is like, I opened this phone up for the first time. I was in awe for how this phone looks, especially the screen. I'm in love with it. There's no other way to say it. I've used a lot of smartphones and honestly even a lot of video monitors and stuff. This screen is crazy. And I thought it was just the photo that they had, like the photo that they had in the background, but I don't know. Like I put on YouTube video of like cinematic videos on this phone versus like the Samsung's or even my iPhone for that matter, doesn't look as good. And it's crazy. If at least all folds that I've been using, I only notice the seam when there's a reflection. So for instance, I have these fancy lights, and if I angle the phone in a weird angle and the lights hit the thing, I notice it. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't really bother me that much, to be fair. But when you're using it, you don't notice it at all. Like as of right now, it looks like one screen. That's how it looks like to me. And honestly, on camera, it looks like it's doing a phenomenal job to show you. And to be fair, that's how I'm using the phone. I'm using the phone to be like in between from an iPad versus like a small phone. So like it gets there, it gets the job done. I really like it. I also love the fact that, for instance, a lot of phones really scale properly. Thanks for Google Pixel's first phone and Samsung's hard work for trying to push these fold phones out there. Nowadays, for a lot of apps, they scale perfectly. I haven't had an issue recently. And I know early days with the older Samsung folding phones or even the Google Pixel Fold, they had some like weird scaling issues. Nowadays, especially when I was using Google Pixel 6, the Samsung Z Fold 6, it was fine. Didn't have scaling issues, didn't have any glitches or anything. It really feels like we're at a point where the software is there, and I'm really excited. This phone does feel way better than the first gen. Can't say anything about it. I'm gonna have to mention some downsides. The one downside is that we are in 2024, going to 2025, and we all experience thinner bezels on newer and newer phones. And it's weird to say, I don't mind the bezels on the Google Pixel. I don't. They look amazing. I don't know what they did. It doesn't really bother me too much. They have massive bezels. In the sense of Google's front-facing screen, there's like a hinge on the side, as well as thick-ass bezels on the screen itself, which is insane. It doesn't bother me. I know it's there. I can't say anything about it. It is what it is. When you're opening the phone, you also have bezels. And you have bezels, not just regular bezels, you also have bezels that literally are not part of the screen. So there's an indent, and it's a little weird. I don't know why, but I don't mind it on these type of phones. Because honestly, it gives me a place to put my thumb. And I know me touching the plastic bezel outside, although it's annoying, it's nice to have to make sure you're not touching the screen. it gives you a place to hold the screen itself. These are kind of weird drawbacks to have. The cameras are honestly amazing. The 5x zoom is one of the crispiest 5x zooms I've ever seen. I did a few test photos. I can't really share them here just because it's more of like a birthday party and stuff. But overall, great 5x zoom, perfect. And to be honest, even when you take a 5x photo and zoom another couple of X's, still pretty good. Google really went a long way this time. I'm very happy with it. For me, the best part about this phone is the fact that the screens look crazy good. I don't know what they did. They put some magic on it and it works. As far as the worst sides about it, it's probably the bezels for me. I'm not gonna get too much into specs just because, guys, it's 2024, going 2025. Specs are all great. This has the latest chip, it has the latest cameras, it has the latest screens, it has the latest everything. End of the day, it really matters how it feels in the hands and how you use it. And the usability of it, it feels really good. Just the fact that it has a wider front screen really makes it more important. I don't know why, it just makes it feel like you have two main screens versus a main screen and a secondary. So guys, if you like the video, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs up anyway because you love me and you love these videos. And tell me your comments on what you think about the Google. I like it. Very happy. Visit RakeRock. We have great deals all the time. Helps us make these videos. I guess see you in the next one.